Hey, 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 hey. How is it going, everybody? Hopefully, you are all doing super well. Doing a couple of quick checks here to see if audio is looking good. Looking pretty good, at least on my end. So, hopefully, it's going well over there for each and every one of you. So, welcome yet again to another live stream. I was doing these live streams pretty much every Sunday, and I noticed last Sunday I didn't, but the Sunday before I think I did. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to kind of get like into like a regular pattern or something of that nature um, to do live streams. So I used to do. A lot of people don't know this, but I used to do a ton of live streams over on Twitch. Um, and in Twitch, I was doing pretty much those that was live streams that dealt a lot more with just the ethical hacking of space. So lots of different types of like Linux live streams and so forth. I was pretty regular with that, but also I didn't run or didn't try to run a YouTube channel at the same time. So anyway, very, very interesting how all this comes out. Thank you so very much all for coming in and joining and hanging out with me here just for a little bit. Let's see what we've got going on over there in the chat. Bartos, good to see you as well. Hopefully you are doing very well. And another thing before I kind of like kick into things and we talk about a few things here today, my thoughts and prayers and everything is out to the fine folks of Ukraine. Man, I tell you, it's been pretty like devastating for me. And I know like I'm in the United States I live, a fairly, what I would call at least a sheltered life. But it's very disheartening for me to see some of the stuff that I have witnessed kind of going on over there. And yeah, just horrible stuff anyway. I don't even know if I want to talk about it, but yeah, lots of stuff. What's going on, Mohammed AG? How are you doing? Nicholas, I like the new profile picture. It's really interesting. I have a lot of questions and thoughts about the profile picture, so I eventually changed it. The profile picture that was used before, which honestly I thought nobody cared or about those things. But the profile picture that I had before it was many moons ago, and so anyway, I updated it one. Now my face is a little bit fatter than it was back then, and there's also a lot less hair on my head versus what there probably was back then. I don't know. I probably had a hat on in most of the videos there too. But yeah, kind of interesting how that goes. What's up, Frankie Tech? Philip, what's up? What's up? What's up? Christopher Lopez, right out of the gate. I love it. Where can I download PKG games from? So I have to be careful with a lot of this, Christopher, especially on YouTube. Now, I don't know if others know this, but I started, I didn't post any videos yet, but I put a thing on BitChute. BitChute is a lot more relaxed about their policies, in regards to some of these certain things. But yeah, Reddit is probably your friend. You may want to go check out the subreddit PKG links. And I'll just kind of leave the rest for you. If you really need help, Discord is definitely where you would probably want to come and hang out with us. Which reminds me, I never can get my YouTube bot to work properly, but I do have a YouTube bot that that sometimes spits out those links. It's also in the Discord link. Let me just try this. I know it's probably not going to work because I didn't see the bot get activated, but there is a # Discord. Anyway, if you go to like one of my last videos, you should see a Discord invite, which I'll probably pull one of those up because I'd love to have more people visiting us over there on Discord. So let me come back in and let me head over and stop that one. And let me get a Discord invite. And let me paste that right in here. So if you want to join our Discord, it is just right over there. Definitely would appreciate that. Let's see, what else do we have in here today? 9.03 jailbreak update. Yeah, don't know when that's going to happen or if that's going to happen. I can tell you that one of the, well, I guess the most famous like WebKit exploit is still there that we could still run, but we can't get kernel access, which means that it's a web exploit. So it's a vulnerability that exists, but we can't really do anything with it right now. Again, remember, we kind of need both of those parts in order to get a jailbreak. 9.03, and there's also 9.04. I'm surprised I don't hear a lot more about the 9.04 now that is out. Maybe folks wised up and they quit upgrading their systems. I absolutely have no idea if that's true or if that's not true. But yeah, I've actually got a 9.50 beta system. I think I did a video where I showed how I got into the beta because I do have an additional PS4. It's actually probably my best PS4 in my whole house, which is a PS4 Pro. I've only got one Pro PS4, and on that one, it is on 9.50. And basically what happened was that I really wanted to be able to play some of the latest and greatest games. So I've got 4 PS4s in total. Again, I'm very thankful for that, but I did not pay retail for any of the consoles. Again, if you follow and watch the channel, everything that I've bought, all 4 of those PS4s have been either parts of trades or they have been heavily discounted at OfferUp, Craigslist, and things of that nature. I think the most I've ever paid for a PS4 is $150. So, and definitely, I did buy the PS5. In the PS5, set in there at, what is it? How much do those cost? 500? I think they're $500. So yeah, we don't know when that's going to happen. Let's see here. Frankie Tech, I need to run PS4 debug in WebRTE, but I get an error when installing the second one. Frankie, I'm wanting to say maybe, did we chat about that in Discord? Yeah, what type of errors are you getting with that? I don't use game trainers, which not using game trainers, I don't have a lot of like experience with a lot of that type of stuff. So definitely it'd be interesting to hear a little bit more about, what you're thinking of there. By the way, hi to you. Time to harass. Hey, what's going on, guys and gals? Mr. Doctor or Dr. Bo. Hey, what's up? Are you a doctor or are you like a Dr. Dre? I always thought it was kind of interesting. Does anybody? I don't know how many people like know about like some like TV shows like there's Dr. Phil, and I don't think that dude's an actual real doctor. Dr. Dre, obviously not a real doctor. There's a bunch of doctors. Dr. Disrespect, the streamer. I used to watch some of Dr. Disrespect a while back. Does anybody like know about this guy anymore? Like, I know he left Twitch or he got in trouble for something on Twitch, and now he's over here on YouTube. I don't know. I don't watch him anymore. I used to watch a few of his live streams, but it's just like with anything. I think in this entertainment space, it's probably a very limited run. I don't know. Do people actually like hang around? I mean, I know like you've got like Pokimane and some of the other ones that are like on Twitch that stay at those really high levels. And then you got like Mr. Beast, here on YouTube, which stays at those high levels. But I think that's a very hard thing to keep doing, especially for the long run. Kiara Davis says, where is the Funimation package? What is that? What is Funimation? You got to let me know what that is. Any news on 9.03? Again, I wish we would like switch to 9.04. Nah. There's nothing on that. And one of the guiding rules that I say for the most part, my little subscriber message up there at the top messed up. By the way, subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you here on the channel hanging out with me. watching some of the vids that I create. But yeah, what I say for most people is that, you know, if you want to stay tuned, to my channel. There's obviously a bunch of other YouTubers that make videos that are pretty reliable. Mr. Mario is one that I like a whole lot. Echo Stretch is another one. Modded Warfare. Yeah, there's a bunch of different really good channels that's out there on YouTube that I would definitely recommend if you wanted to check that out. There we go. Is there something for 9.04? Sorry, there is not. Let's see. What else do we have in here? Mohammed. Um, Leonard82. Why is the PS4 scene so dead? It's always very interesting to me when I hear a lot of that. One thing I will say is that I get asked multiple times, like, would I collab with any other like YouTubers? And while like I'm a small channel, let me just tell you, I've asked. Yes, I have asked. I have Twitter DMs where I have tried to partner with different people. And for the most part, most everybody gives me a bit of a runaround. And I don't know if it's simply because, heck, maybe they are busy. But it's a very different scene compared to when I was in or when I did more of my videos just with ethical hacking. When I did a lot, and this isn't to say what's good or what's bad or whatever, but when I did a lot more ethical hacking videos, there was an absolute ton of support from other YouTubers. But it doesn't seem that way in the PS4 scene. And I don't know if it's truly like all about the views or anything like that. Maybe I'm also in a different state where like this isn't like this is for fun for me. Like I don't use this as a primary source of income. And honestly, if I'm able to like pay for like a PS5 controller or pay a little bit more towards like another PS5 or some additional hardware to talk about, I'm good. But yeah, for the most part, I haven't had very good luck trying to work with other streamers. And I don't know, again, it may be my size of the channel. Sometimes people, they don't want to talk unless you have, 100,000 followers or 100,000 subscribers or anything like that. But again, like I will say, in the ethical hacking scene, it was very, very, very different compared to what it was in the PS4 scene. I don't think the PS4 scene is dead per se. I would just throw out there that there's just difference in the different groups and stuff. I don't know, maybe PS4 people have turned it. I don't know, maybe people have turned a lot of the PS4 stuff into potentially making money like off of it. Like, believe it or not, there is a ton of money that could be made off of these exploits. People selling devices, people selling, different ways to do these sort of things, or they work with different types of like news outlets. So there's a bunch of like news reporting on this thing. I don't know. It's weird to me. It's really weird to me, but I think, in my mind, the right reasons to be here and the right reasons to stay around in this community. And with all of you, I'm in good shape. So Ahmed says, hi, everyone. Favorite anime, sir? I don't really watch a whole ton of anime. Let's see. I can't tell you one. I'm sorry. Christopher says, you have a Discord? Yep, I do. Red Ghost, thank you there, Red Ghost. Hit the subscribe, hit the like button, and share it. I would greatly appreciate that. You are all awesome. Let's see, is there a better way to get PS4 packages? So, Dresner, is there a better way to get PS4 packages? I think for the most part, package links. There's also DLPS Game, I think, is another one where just another place to do that sort of stuff. But again, you have to be a little bit careful here on YouTube versus some of the other platforms. There's some news for 9.04. No news for 9.04. I think the most news that I've heard for 9.04 is that there is the WebKit is still available. So I believe this was like by control execute. Let me just bring this up real quick. Let me go into this one. Let me go control execute here. And let's go down to this tweet right here. Let's see. I think it was down here just a little bit. That is not the right one. Yeah, here it is. So back over here. WebKit did not get patched from 9.03 to 9.04. Something else did. So yeah, that's one of the main like type of things. And there, actually, I replied, and I did a video later on for 9.04. So yeah, pretty cool stuff there. But yeah, that's the latest that I know for 9.04. Let's see here. Do you have a modded Nintendo Switch? For being an active 5-year-old console, it's pretty awesome modding there. Yeah, actually I do. Let's go back here and let me go down a little bit on this one. Let's see. Yeah, so these are like the 2 videos that I made for the Nintendo Switch. This one was basically just me putting together the Nintendo Switch, how I got it to work, according to even the different types of the little RCM 3D printed tool that I used for that. I think I've got pretty much all that in this video. Local hard disk. I'm pretty sure. There it is. Yeah, there's the actual little 3D thing. So yeah, I've done some Switch stuff. I will say that for the most part, my Switch does not really ever get used. I know there's a bunch of other people that really love the Switch and does a lot with it, but yeah, not a lot on my side. Ahmed said, "Is Raspberry Pi supported?" So I believe what you're probably looking at there, let's see, let me scroll to this one, is Raspberry Pi supported 3. You're probably, are you referring to the Paul Jenkins, this project right here? So this is Paul Jenkins, which has a USB automation, emulation, and all that other sort of stuff. This one does not support the 3, and the 3s can't be supported for a number of different reasons, especially for the USB emulation. This is the 0. Well, you can't see it because of the green screen that I've got. But it's basically this board right here. So I don't know if that helps, but definitely that is what is going on there. It could happen, but usually it takes at least 6 months. Let's see, the Switch is the best console to have modded. Yeah, let me know what you think there, Red Ghost. Why do you think that the Switch is one of the best consoles to have modded? Is it primarily because of that ability to be able to do things like, well, you can play Super Nintendo games, you can play console games, you can do a bunch of other sorts of things with that? Let me know. Let's see. How to play Forbidden West on 9.0 jailbreak. Well, unfortunately, you won't ever see, you won't see right now Forbidden West simply because that PS4 disc requires 9.03. So what does that mean is that means we can't decrypt anything that's higher than 9.00. So any game or any patch or anything like that you see that comes out, we can't simply play it for a number of different reasons. And so again, pre-DB, this is kind of where I go for the most part to go and kind of like see what's like the latest and the greatest releases that come out. But keep in mind that even like Orbis patches, for example. So Cyberpunk came out with this this new patch, 1.51. And if you look around, you'll notice that there is absolutely no one talking about Cyberpunk 01.51. And why? Well, it's because of this little thing right here. It's sitting there at 9.03, which means that we can't actually decrypt this and we can't actually use this patch. So if you see any patches that's associated with like scene releases, and when I say scene releases, I'm talking about like unlimited, I'm talking about duplex, I'm talking about, you know, any of these other ones that's in here. It looks like duplex has been dominating here lately. But yeah, we can't do anything with this patch, which is why 1.31 is the latest patch you'll find that anyone is able to decrypt and to pair with that game, which is a shame because this 1.51 patch is pretty epic and really fixes the game with all of the problems that they had before into something that I think that it's a lot more doable, you know, today. Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, so next up says Kiara Davis says, is it possible to have a fully jailbroken PS4 with 9.00 without having to run anything with all of the features in the settings working? I think that's a difficult question there, because a fully jailbroken PS4 really, you know, in my mind, just means running something like Golden or running something like Mira. Can you do it without buying any of these like number of like devices like this ESP32 board, or the most popular board that I have right now, which is the ESP32-S2 board? Yep, you don't need any of those things. But keep in mind, you will need to have an internet connection. You know, even though you can sometimes put an offline host stored on your hard drive or in your browser cache, you will need typically an internet connection at least one time, you know, to download it. And then you'll always need to get a USB thumb drive, such as this right here, to run the actual exploit. I haven't personally used this USB thumb drive in like a month or so, mainly because right now pretty much all of I have two PS4s on 9.00 in my house, and both of them are running this chip right here, which is the this is the S2 Mini Wemos chip, and this is also the one that I did a video on. So the video that I did that was talking about that one was this video that was right here. It was this video right here, and this is where basically I'll walk through that same exact chip, this guy right here. And I think in this video, somewhere in this video, there we go. Actually, this is a lot better image because it lists out all of my boards. But no, you don't need to buy any of these things. You don't need to buy any of these things whatsoever. But yeah, this is the board that I am using right now. And also keep in mind, this board is extremely dirt cheap. As long as you're willing to wait. This board, I paid $4 for this. And this has USB on the go, which means you can do all of the USB emulation. The other thing is that it is super small. It's very tiny. There's no soldering required. You use a USB-C device, which I just plug a USB-C device in there. And yeah, I just kind of go from there. Definitely worth it. And for the most part, you can also get the USB-C cables very cheap. I don't know if others have dollar stores or things of that nature, but I have found that I can at least get most of the, well, I only bought two, but I bought both of my USB-C cables at the dollar store for, well, it's not really $1 anymore. It's $1.25 because, of course, they have to increase the prices. But yeah, that's what I use. Let's see, what else do we have in here today? Absolutely love everyone chatting and talking today. This is great. Let's see here. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully I helped you there, Kiara Davis. Hopefully I helped you with that. Maroon, great videos. Thank you, Maroon, for watching my videos. Thank you for your honesty, sir. Yeah. I don't know, like a lot of people, like it just seems like a lot of folks, they have a hard time with like being honest about things, and I don't know. I'm trying. I really try to be honest about the current situations. John says, "Hey Michael, just got an ESP standard. Gonna follow your advice of offline online setup. If I can figure it out, you should be able to configure it out. Did you get the ESP device? Which is this is the ESP 32. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing this because I've got them all on my screen right here. So let me switch back over to this one. So yeah, let me know which one of these did you get. Did you get this was the ESP32 device that I just showed you. And this one right here, excuse me. And then this one right here, which is ESP 8266. Yeah, let me know which board of these that you got, mainly because this one you can't do USB emulation because it doesn't support USB on the go. Same thing for this ESP32. The Pi Zeros, you can absolutely do USB emulation, but you can't get these boards anywhere. I got one of the Pi Zero 2 boards. This is the Pi Zero 2W. I got this board by camping out on a website and knowing what time that they were going to release them, and bought one at retail price. These now go for in the $60 to $80 range, which in retail I think they're $15. So the big problem with all of the Pis or the Pi Zeros is you just can't buy them unless you're willing to pay a markup. And then obviously you got these S2 minis, and these run around $4 US. So yeah. Christopher, I thought you got your hands on a PS5. Yes, I absolutely got my hands on a PS5. I love that PS5. And my PS5 is actually setting back on 3.20. So since it's on 3.20, I don't really plan on upgrading that one anytime soon. But on the flip side of all of that, I definitely am wanting to get another PS5. And while we're already on this topic here, let me go to a video that I made because I think this one could be helpful for others. And let's go back over to this scene, and let me go to this one right here. So if you want a chance to win a PlayStation 5, and this isn't by me, obviously, this is just by Sony, you can take advantage of this thing right here, which is called treat codes. So this is PS5 treat codes, and basically what you do here is you get an opportunity to win a PlayStation 5 by entering these type of codes. So let me go to this website right here because this is the website that it's on. Let me just go ahead and let me sign in, and let's go here, and let's go in. And please verify this puzzle. Pick the kangaroo. I don't think I've ever seen this before. What? Maybe they're like tired of my account, or maybe my account's like suspended or something at this point. Let's see. Hey, it still works. So yeah, you can come here and you can enter different codes, and as you can see, I've entered every code, which means that you get like 14 chances to actually win a PlayStation 5. But if you come back over to this my YouTube video right over here, and then you click on this little link, Well, you'll see that like 3 days ago, I made some edits. And basically, here is every single treat code that you would need to enter, as well as an estimated answer of what the question is that you're going to have to take out. So I don't know. I found this like pretty cool. So let's see. First thing to do. Let me scroll down here a little bit. Yeah. So you eventually get to this point to where you've got to enter these treat codes, and then there's these different types of and then basically if you put my thing on one window, you can just knock this one out. Actually, this video did pretty good. I mean, almost 5K views for just a little while. So yeah, pretty interesting there. Definitely you should all check that out. Let's go back and let's see what else do we have in here. I know I like to do the questions kind of like sequentially. I know it's probably not the best, but it's something that I think is pretty neat. So yeah, that was from Christopher Lopez. Definitely I got my hands on a PS5. Hopefully you can all at least try to win one. And this is for, and if you go into this, there is a number of different places that this is supported, because I have been asked a couple of times about, does this support, there we go, does this support, things such as wherever you may live at, is that one supported to win one? Let's see here. So Furon Empire says, any news on Grid Legends and Gran Turismo 7 regarding which firmware version they will require? Just so you know, their Empire, it's not going to be 9.00. So, we hit like a really nice like peak, right? So, we were all like humming along, and then we hit the 9.00 jailbreak in December of last year. And then that meant that entire like catalog, we now had full access to it. Well, we're at the very top of that peak as far as new games that were on 9.00. Now we're about to go back into this kind of lull period, or at least that's what I want to call it, because all the new games, none of them are going to be on 9.00. Keep in mind, Sony is not really dumb when it comes to this, and also protecting these games. And obviously, that's one of the reasons that I have a PS4 that's running on 9.0, or actually it's on 9.50 beta. It's because the new games, they're not going to be running on 9.00, not right now, or they're not going to be running on a jailbroken system. So if you've got, thinking of like Forbidden, Horizon West, thinking of Elden Ring, Gran Turismo 7, all of these games, bare minimum, they're going to be on 9.03. But there still is some hope if you so happen to have a PlayStation 5, and that is a PlayStation 5 running 4.03, which is the last known section that has potentially vulnerabilities. You can still play those PS4 discs on a PlayStation 5. So you can't get patches for them, which that kind of, in my mind, is also maybe a little bit of a deal killer. But you can at least play the game disc. So if you buy it, potentially you can just play it there. Let's see. Ahmed, is there any way to run Linux on a jailbroken PS4? So, yeah, there is. And I'll go back over into this section, and let's scroll down a little bit. Linux is an extremely popular topic for the PlayStation 4. If you look at like videos, like these on Linux have always done really well. One of the problems that I have with the Linux version is that, let me get rid of that timestamp there, is that I don't use a PS4 for Linux. The PS4s that I've got, I just don't run Linux on them. I did it for these videos, so this is for Arch Linux, and then I had another one that was over here that was for Gen 2, and for Gen 2, definitely, fairly easy, at least for me to set up. But yeah, you can definitely do that if you want to. Oh yeah, by the way, this background here, um, I pulled this out of one of the I pulled this out of one of the videos. I'm sorry, out of one of the images of Linux, and I put it right here in case others wants to take advantage of some of these backgrounds. I thought this one was really awesome. I've used this one a couple of times myself. So I don't know if others like background images and things like that. You can definitely come here and you can check those out. Let's see, what else do we have in here today? Is there a way to run Linux mining on a jailbroken PS4? So are you referring to things such as like crypto mining? I've recently gotten into a little bit more of like cryptocurrency. And so, anyway, I've been learning and investigating a little bit of things like Ethereum, Bitcoin, and then all of the different just types of like coins and NFTs and things like that is available. From my understanding, and again, I have a very, I would say, limited knowledge of crypto right now. I mean, I've got an account and everything like that. But for the most part, the mining days are pretty much over. There isn't a lot left to get. But sure, if you want to use your PS4 to mine, you could do that. It may not be the absolute best use of the system, especially, you have to deal with things like the power of the system to run the system sometimes takes up more than the cost of what you would potentially earn by mining for it. But yeah, if others know, anything different about that, let me know. Frankie, what's up? What's up? Says running a mining software on PS4 is a long-awaited doubt. Okay, it says you should be able to. Any news on how well Elden Ring runs on a PS4 Pro? Adam, I think it is, or Adam Fry, I think it's pretty good. There are videos. I'm trying to think. Was it GameSpot that did comparison videos on the PS4 with boost mode enabled versus PS4 boost mode enabled versus things such as the regular PS2 Slim or the regular fat PS4? I think you're going to get your typical, 30 frames per second. If you really want Elden Ring to run really well, you're just going to have to go PC. I hate to say it, but what I've been seeing people running Elden Ring 4K, 120 hertz, consistent 60 frames per second, a lot of them, they're using these like $1,000 video graphics cards. Personally, I don't care. That's why I'm not into PC gaming. The most I would ever spend, actually, the most I've ever spent on a video card was a Voodoo 3. Does anybody remember that by 3DFX? That's probably the absolute max that I've ever spent on a video card, and I think that was $200, and it was for an AGP. Does anybody remember AGP, Accelerated Graphics Port? This was before they had all of the PCIe and all that other type of stuff. Let's see here. Are there any PlayStation games online that doesn't need the PlayStation Store in order to play them with other people online? So Kiara Davis, for that one, you would have to use things such as Hamachi. So there's actually a great little video. Let's see. I'm going to find the video first. Let's see. Let's go right here. A video that I would recommend would be this one by Echo Stretch. And let me go into his channel and let me see here. This one right here. I've thought of making a video several times on this topic, but I haven't. So there is that. Basically, there is a couple of different things that you need, and we can go over here to the PS4 Hamachi website, and let's just go to the main page here. It says, hey, this is an official product, but basically this is a virtual LAN client. So if you have any PS4 games that have LAN support. So I believe he mentioned it in his video, like Call of Duty Black Ops, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And again, I don't play any of these games, or this type of games, but yeah, you can do LAN multiplayer with your friends across, the world or whatever, using this. So let's see, get into the video a little bit. So there it is. There is Call of Duty Black Ops, Cold War, and then starting it up. And let's get to the Find Games. And here is Play. And let's go into this a little bit more. There we go. Echo Stretch. And let's see. Okay, so this must be the other PS4. So now they should see each other. Play. Party leader ready. You are the party leader. Change map. Change mode. Match starting. Okay, so so you can use something like this if you would like to play some multiplayer, based games. And here's the repo for that. Let's see, what else do we have in here today? Let's see. What else do we have in here? Is it normal that the jailbreak is sometimes causing a crash and a power off? So this is by Dr. Bo. Dr. Bo, let's see, I just lost your message. If you do have a PS4 that is crashing, the best word of advice that I can give you is to come over here to Goldhen and use this 212. If you're using the previous versions of Goldhen, there is additional things that could potentially be happening that would give it some issues there. Don't forget to like the stream here today. I greatly appreciate you. Likes help me in the algorithm. It's just one button. Smash it. And then subscribe to the channel if you would like to, or if you would like more PS4 related content. I've started to kind of grow my catalog out a little bit. So hopefully in the middle of some of this, something that you may be interested in, hopefully I'll cover it. And if not, I'll try to cover it. So X-Ray says, hey, what do you think about the new Caro RPI host? So for those of you that don't know, there's a bunch of different folks that make different hosts that's available for jailbreaking. Personally, I don't use any of them. I'll be very, very, very honest. I don't use any of them. The main thing that I use is a very simple interface, and most of the time it's the work that's already been done by Stooged. So let's see, I haven't even powered up the good old PS4 just yet. But once this thing powers back up, I'll show you a little bit of the host that I use, and maybe it could be helpful for you. So it says, your payload video was almost posted the same time. Haha, classic. Tell me what you were referring to there, John. By the way, oops, wrong button. Now it's got to resync again. Hang tight. I got a little switcher here that I just broke. Okay, it should be working now. So let me switch back over to this one, and let me go to user guide. So yeah, there's a whole pile of different hosts and stuff that's already out there. For the most part, again, the one that I use, it's this. This is truly my daily driver. I don't use a whole ton of different payloads, and I did the payload A to Z video not too long ago. Actually, I did that like on Friday, I think. The payloads that I use, obviously, Goldhen to get my exploits up and running. And there's even like I even have them faults about is that a payload or not. But out to USB, I use that one to dump games, well, to play games off of my extended USB storage without some of the limitations that the Sony one provides. App Dumper, I buy a physical disc. I buy a PS4 disc. I hate the misconception that people that do jailbreaking, that they are all just a bunch of like stealing of games. Like, I've got a collection. I've got actually a pretty large collection. I've got the most PS3 games of probably any system. Disabling updates, I just keep that one on my devices. And then History Blocker, which I run from time to time to prevent that last web page, from starting up again. So, for example, if I ran an exploit and I go back into my web browser, this will prevent it from reloading that last page again. So definitely one that I think is interesting to run. I'm not sure if my bin loader is running. Apparently it is running right now. So there we go. Running History Blocker there. Let's see here. Funimation. Oh, it's an anime platform. Funimation is an anime platform. Give this guy a dev kit. Yeah, dev kits for the most part, they're crazy expensive. There was a dev kit that I just saw on eBay that was $2,000. Anyway, pretty interesting there. Let's see. JST says any way to run Windows on PS4. That's interesting. I have been asked that question before. If there is a way to run Windows on PS4. I've personally never seen it done. So I don't know what would be stopping it from happening. Yeah. I don't know. I just haven't seen people to do it. Let's see here. Nuge says hello. What's up? John, the scene is just beginning. Let's see. Sat says 9.03. Nope, not on there. Let's see. Retro Gamer, why do you miss steps in your video? Retro, like, you got to give me more than that. What is it? Also, auto function to deploy does not work. Yeah, you'd have to give me way more than that. And you spam the chat. So yeah, I'm not even going to clean up all these. Let's see here. Let's see what else do we have here. Who discovered the jailbreak? Sovereign, that is a very interesting question there. I do have a link, and I believe most of it, switch back to my PC. I believe for the most part, well, I'm not going to name any names, but there is a website. I think it's on PS4 or PS Dev Wiki, which lists a bunch of different folks that were involved in it. Think of it as a very collective, effort. I know it's 9.00 jailbreaking, but any news on 9.03? Yep, I'm a spider. Nothing there. Sorry, friend. Do you know any Linux OS for PS4 with working video drivers? So, Sergey, I have, well, obviously the video that I did on my PS4, I didn't have any problems with the video drivers, but there is an option though. So let's do this. Let me switch over again and let me show you something that might help you. So let's go to this screen here. So if you are having problems in Linux with your video, go down to where it says, let's see, is it in this one? Nope, it's not in that one. Go to system. First off, start here. If you're having some video driver related issues, get rid of the HDCP. So HDCP is basically the copy protection. So HDCP was forced to always on the PlayStation 3. On the PlayStation 4, they could turn it off. So if I turned HDCP on right now, my capture card that I'm using would flake out. Now, there is a way that you can use things like a splitter to bypass this HDCP limitation, but turn that one off is one of the first ones that I would say. And then let's see, where is the? There is another one. Wow, I haven't looked at this in a while. There is another setting in here. Maybe it's in devices, or maybe it's not in devices. But there's another setting that there it is in sound and screen. This is the oh gosh, I've been talking to myself. Sorry about that. So anyway, let me show you what I was just talking about. So going back just a little bit, system, and then right here, remove this option for HDCP. This will help you dramatically. The second option that I had was over here in sound and screen, and then for video output settings, don't use automatic, which is what this one is set to right now. You'd want to go in here for the screen resolution. You may want to pick, I don't know, you may want to try 1080p. If that doesn't work, you may want to go down to 720p. But don't use automatic at all. Automatic definitely messes up a lot of the video stuff when it comes to the running the Linux and stuff like that on there. Okay, let's see here. What else do we have in here? Let's see here. Let's see. Question. John Holmes says, any ideas on PS4 Fedora distro on how to install that to the latest 19.3 matrix? John, I have only done the Gen 2 as well as doing the Arch Linux. I've never tried Fedora, so I don't really know any way that I could help you on that one. So let's see. Anuj says, is the stream on delay? There is typically a little bit of a delay with every single stream. Like, it's usually like a couple of seconds. But yeah, I'm plugged into the internet, so hopefully it's not too bad for anybody. I don't have any questions. So how are you, mate? Your favorite diamond? I'm doing pretty well. Again, pretty bummed out with some of the things that's been happening over there with Ukraine and other things. So, but otherwise, doing pretty well. Let's see. I will be running an Android OS like Linux. Running an Android OS like Linux can be possible. So I'm not sure I get that one, but can you run Linux? Obviously, that answer is yes. Stretch says, is Jailbreak 9.03 out? Sorry, but it is not. Black Tiger says, will there be backports for Horizon Forbidden West and Elden Ring? You won't see a Black Tiger. You will not see a backport for Horizon West, nor for any game that requires 9.03 until we get to the point to where 9.03, there is a jailbreak available for it. We can't do anything with that, with those later versions. So yeah, you're kind of on your own there. The best, again, that you can do is that if you happen to have a PS5, that PS4 disc will run on 4.03 without updating, which to some people, that's good enough. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. I accidentally hit the update button without custom DNS. Had to disable update payload. When playing Doom Classing, it wants me to update without any network. This is by Philip Meyer. If you hit the update button without custom DNS, you're still okay. Like, let's see here. The reason I say that you're still okay is simply because the way that the updates are managed by Sony is a little different than what sometimes people may think that they are. So I'm going to try to switch over. Again, hit the wrong button. So waiting for my system to come back up. Come on. hopefully it comes back up to life here. And there we go. So just so you know, back over here on the PS4, if you go into PS4 Explorer and you go to this /update here, well, you'll see that there is 2 folders that is currently inside of it. There is PS4 update.pup, and then there is this one, which is PS4 update.pup.net.temp. This is only active if you run that disable payload. And if you run that disable payload, and let's just say we come back over here to settings, I'm going to change my network to use Wi-Fi here. We're going to go easy mode where we don't have a custom DNS. I'm going to connect to one of my local Wi-Fi networks here. And I just want to show you this just so you can see it happening and see what happens. And we're going to go back, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to System Software Update, and let's see, a DNS server is not set. Oh, I don't think it did that. Let's see. Let me go back into my network here, and let me go to set up internet connection. Let me go back to Wi-Fi. We're going to go custom. Let's go into, where's my other one at? Okay, go into this one. I'm just going to set it up manually. Maybe it has some of my settings from previous. We're going automatic on pretty much everything here, even for DNS, automatic, do not use. We don't really need to test it. And then we need to come back over here to System Software Update. Okay, there you go. Added to downloads. What you'll also see is this message, cannot download. So if you run that disable payloads update, you know, again, I'm looking right over here in these 2 folders right here that are already created. It can't, even if it's wide open, it can't actually put anything into that file system. So again, right here is 9.04. We can say, hey, well, here's the error. And then we can say, okay, let's resume this thing. It simply cannot update if you run that disable payloads payload that we were looking at a little bit earlier. Okay, so let's see here. PS4 jailbreak. After DL2, Sony updated all games to 9.03. Yeah, so your favorite diamond right there is talking a bit about DL2, which was Dying Light 2. Yeah, so they learned a quick lesson on that one. So Dying Light 2 required the base game, required 9.00. Now they fixed that with the later versions of the patch to require 9.03, but for the most part, that lesson was learned. PS5 games on PS4 jailbreak. Yeah, right now there is not a PS5. There's not a PS5 jailbreak. For those that don't know, Fedora 32 install commands are different than APT. So APT is the package manager that folks use. Let's see here. When I'm running God of War 3, I got a black screen. Yeah, Drawing, you may have to tell us a little bit more about that first off. Neon Deity says, love your videos. I have one doubt. Does the backup payload backup user accounts and trophies? So I can give you a very quick version to that. As far as the trophies go, those trophies are stored in a separate database. And I did a video on the payloads. And once the system switches again, I hit a wrong button. Sorry. This was before, and now it's caused the whole system. I basically would need to like almost restart this thing in order to get my system back to like it was. Come on. Here we go. So going back over to here. This is the video that I did that was on like Payload Guest And if we go right down here to backup, and you look right down here, here is what that backup actually backs up. So the app.db, the add.cont.db, the add content, I think that's what that stands for, AV, and then both the application cache, the secure, and the web browser. There's basically 5 files that one takes care of. And let me also show you something else. So going into this, so this is the scene collective of most of these payloads. And so if we go into this and we go into the repositories here, and let's just scroll down a little bit, and let's see, did I miss it? Let's go to database. So this one right here. The source code for all of these is for the most part available. So what you could do, if you ever wanted to know what's kind of going on with these things, here is the source code to the backup payload. And what you can see here is that here is where it takes the app.db, this file, and it basically is copying all of these files right here. Application cache, and then application cache.db. This is in the secure, and this one's in the web browser. So this is where it was copying all of those out. And let's see. What else? Let's see. Make directory. Oh, I think this is just the making. Yeah, so this is just making the directories and copying those files. Yeah. And the other one that I had mentioned, at least in here for the disable updates, here is where it created those folders that we just saw just a second ago. So there is the, let me make sure this is sharing properly. I know last time I was talking to myself, or I was not showing you exactly what I was saying. Let's see, let's go to this one. Nope, that's not it. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Okay. This is what I was just referring to a little bit ago, where basically it creates these directories. So the PS4 update.pup. Gosh, I can't see today. So these are the these are the directories that it was making. This one, and then it made this one right here. But anyway, taking a look at the source code to these things is always a pretty amazing kind of thing. Okay, so let's see. What else do we have here? So hopefully that helps you there. Neon Deity. PS5 games on PS4 jailbreak. Yeah, it's not possible. Let's see. Updated my PS4 to 9.03 without knowing there was a jailbreak. So there any news on 9.03? So yeah, you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait for a little while on that one. One other thing that I tell people is that if you don't want to wait, and right now there's a lot of goodness that already exists, right, for things such as the PS4. If you don't want to wait, then don't wait. Look on your classifieds, look on your Craigslist, or look on your OfferUp, according to whatever apps that you've got that's out there. There's a lot of folks that's out there that's willing to sell theirs for cheap. Again, all of my PS4s, I've got $450 or less for all of them. So you can do the same exact thing. You may just have to look at these apps to see if you can find something. Let's see here. Let's see. ESP is an offline host or online video if possible. John, I have a couple of videos that's on the ESP32 that may be helpful there. And let's see. Any hopes for Elden Ring? Answer's no there. Is there any way the disabled payloads, like if you turned on WebRTE and no longer want to use it, but if you try to enable, it won't run, so you have to restart your console? So just me, for the most part, the issues that I've had with that has always been something going on with Gold 10. Goldhen 2.1.2 is the latest, and that's the one that I would use. So I want to play Warzone. Yeah, so you can play Warzone online, again with Hamachi that I talked about. Will it run on Linux, PS4? Haven't tried it. For the most part, the PS4 is pretty powerful, but I think that, what does it have? 8 gigabytes of RAM? I think that's right. I can't remember. I think it's close to that. But yeah, it's, it may not run those games that great. Let's see here. Let's see, estimated time. Yeah, we don't know. Any hacks that benefit the scene is always good. That is so true. If you back up your fake packages on your PS4, can you run them on the PS5? Kiara, that answer is no. You can't run them on the PS5 because the PS5 has not been jailbroken. There is web vulnerabilities that's been shown. I also did a video on that web vulnerability. And another kind of like fun thing is that I made a copy of that site in case anybody wanted to try running those hacks on the PS5. So it's actually that's not the right video, I don't think. But let me go back over here to where did that go to? Yeah, this one right here. Yeah, for that 4.03 stuff, there's one of these. Basically, I showed you how to create your own if you wanted to. And here is what it looked like on the PS5. And you basically get these 3 alert boxes. The system process ID was that first one, and then this is like a join result, which I'm not sure what this one is. Looks like some sort of process ID thing. And then there is the last one here, which is just the branch counter, and then the last queue. This is actually, here we go. So this is where I've deployed that same exploit onto one of my additional GitHub sites. So yeah, this is what you get. And then there's 3 dialogues that pop up after that. Since I'm on since I'm on Chrome in Windows, yeah, nothing will happen. It stays spinning forever. But definitely another one that's kind of neat if you like that sort of a thing. By the way, don't forget to like this video. It helps me out a whole ton. And subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you hanging out with me even more as we do more of these type of like live streams and just other things. And then you get to hear me say Michael out at every single video. If that's not a deal, I don't know what is the deal. Yeah. So what else do we have over here today? Let's see. Estimated time. Let's see. Rent. Yeah, I updated my PS because I forgot to check the latest jailbreak patch. Thomas says, is there any way to emulate ZM Spectrum on a PS4? I do not know the answer to that. Is Discord user says, is there any way to run Android? Running Android on PS4, I haven't done it. I'm sure there is probably someone out there that's at least attempted to. You're wanting to run Android OS, right? That's what I'm thinking. Android OS. Probably ways to do that. Took me a while for sure, but thanks to Michael and his files, GitHub set up. Nice. Let's see here. So Asian Gamer says, why is it that I can't copy my save game on USB on a jailbroken PS4? It's showing me an error code. Well, that's very interesting. So give this a shot if you are still hanging around right now, Asian Gamer. So I am going to switch again, and let's go to my PS4. And right here we are. And so this is the save game data one. So let me go here. For save game data, I use Apollo for the most part. So let's see here. I used to have these organized a little bit. This one. I use Apollo save tool. Number one, I don't know what the error is that you were talking about, but this is one of the tools that I've used and I've had really no problems with my saves. So I can go to hard disk drive saves here, and let me just go to, we'll just go to Metal Gear Solid. So here is Metal Gear Solid. I can go right here and I can copy the save game. It's going to ask me for a USB stick, which I don't have one inserted right now. You can also export the save games to a zip. And then once you get that, you can come back in here and you can go to the USB section right here. And if you've got a USB stick inserted, it will show that save game and you should be able to copy it just straight over. So, yeah, let me know what you think about that. Discord says just Android like run mobile games. I'm sure there's probably something. Oh yeah, this is a great point by Bartos, which says you need your account PSN ID activated. Yeah, that's another thing. I have a video I think on how to activate that account, and it may be, is it in this one? Yeah, okay, actually it's right here. It's in Apollo. So there is a bunch of other methods that was out there, but if you use the Apollo save game tool, which I'm running right here, and it says activate PS4 accounts, you can activate these accounts where you can enable that copying. Normally you have to be activated through PlayStation Network to copy these save games off. And that's just part of their protection, because what most people were doing was that they'd get their PS4, they would get it jailbroken, then they would go in and they would modify and hack the game. This is even on earlier jailbreak, well, maybe not a PS5, but earlier PS4 consoles, and then they would take that hacked account or that hacked save game, and then they would upload it on their retail one, and then all of a sudden they've got like hundreds and millions of dollars like in Grand Theft Auto. But yeah, you can activate all of those accounts offline by using this tool. And again, this is an older version of Apollo. I do use Apollo on my other PS4s, but this is my office one. Oh, you're saying it's activated? Then definitely try to use one of those other things that I mentioned. Let's see here. So I will probably be wrapping up this stream very shortly. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to the very bottom of the list here. And by the way, thank you all so very much for asking all these great questions. I absolutely love this. I like this format a lot. So we have to do this more often. So I'm all the way down at the bottom now of the list. I know, I go sequentially. It's just how my brain works. Let's see. Hi, Mike. I'm using Jailbreak 4 firmware 9. I'm using PS4 Explorer to back up my fake package in the internal hard drive, but the copy option won't work. It keeps saying nothing has been copied when I try to paste on external. So PS4 Explorer to back up my fake packages, but the copy option won't work. Nothing has been copied. Interesting there, Rada. I am not sure I know what is happening there. So going back to this screen right here. So you're in PS4 Explorer, and let's just say I don't have a USB thing installed. So let's go to data. And let's go to maybe Golden and this configuration. So if you hit triangle, you've got these options right here to copy, right? Or paste. And it says your copy option doesn't work. Nothing has been copied when I try to paste on an external. Oh, you're trying to paste that like on an external drive? Interesting. Nicholas says disabled the animation in the Apollo tool. So let's see. Yeah, the animation that's in that Apollo tool, a lot of those things are great and wonderful. Yeah, I know I'm not organized when it comes to these things. By the way, libcross 2D is a great alternative to some of the different media players that I've seen. I've probably passed it like 10 times. This is what you get sometimes. Okay, so let's go to there. So PS4 Player was the other version of that. Icon mask. Really, seriously, am missing it. There we go. Apollo save tool. Okay, so let's spin that other one out and let's go back. And let's see, how do we deactivate that? So go to settings here, background music, menu animations. No. Perfect. I like it. Background music, I definitely don't want any of that. Sorting, I'll take that. And yeah. So back. Oh, nice. There you go. Thank you for telling me that. Wow, their database has really increased since I was last in here. There was like 3 save game files. So they've done a great job of updating this, especially with other saves that you could potentially want. Or you could other use. So how do I make digital copies that I have to make them work on 9.00? So Carlton, you can do that for the most part by using, are you wanting to make digital copies from like PS4 game disc? Because I've got a backup video on how to do that. Let's see here. So Amit says, I have a question. I saw a video of someone jailbroken PS4 and he had the debug settings in the home page. Yeah, so Amit, you can do that fairly easy as well. But you will need the help of something that's called Orbis toolbox. So I don't know if I have Orbis on this machine. Let me go try it, and I think I can help you solve that one. So let's go down here, and I forgot there's like a shortcut to go to the bottom of this page. I'm just manually typing all these. I think it was this one. So toolbox, and by the way, I think Orbis has a newer version. This is not a good version. This alpha 1.00, which is the main reason that I'm running it, mainly because I have had a number of crashes here. So inside of this tool, just double checking to make sure it's all showing. Inside of this tool here, and let's see, you were trying to, let's see here. You're trying to get the debug settings. So let's go. Let's see, debug settings. Was it in these right here? And it went straight to debug. So it may be one of these, debug overlay. So yeah, you can put a debug overlay if you would like to. There's game overlays that you can add in to this thing. The main one that I use, so I wonder if it was something like this right here. Orbis toolbox. Wonder if it was one of these shortcuts. NP. Yeah, maybe it was one of those shortcuts. The title IDs is what I used a lot. So right here, title IDs. These are the title IDs of the actual titles. Up there at the top, list some of that additional information, like what's your system software that you're running, what's the hard disk drive, what space have you got, IP addresses, model numbers, and all of that other sort of good stuff. But I think for some of that you can get it that way. Let's see. Is there any way to download my legit digital games to my jailbroken PS4? So Mifu, you can't connect it to the PlayStation Network is the biggest problem there. So the answer to that is that if you have a digital game that's setting out there on the PlayStation Network that you own, for the most part, and I think also I did a video on this, for the most part, you can't necessarily get those back unless you have activated or at least or that your PS4 is enabled as your main your home console or whatever they call it. I think that's right. I think I've got a video on that. It's been a little while since I actually have taken a look at that. Let's see what Alex says. Hi, is it worth getting an ESP32 device? What will I get from using it? Alex, Lucy, absolutely, it is worth getting an ESP32 S2 device, and I'd probably get these right here. What do you get with it? Well, you get an offline host, which is really great. So you wouldn't need to do anything such as like have an internet connection or internet host or anything like that. So you don't have to deal with that. You don't have to do things like inserting and taking out one of these USB drives every single time for the emulation. Connects one time. You never have to put the wear and tear on your USB ports. So if you keep inserting this in and out of your PlayStation 4, that potentially at some point will probably damage that USB port. They're probably not meant to be, inserted and pulled out of, I don't know, some people may do it multiple times if they don't put their PS4 into rest mode. But that's the other thing. Keep in mind rest mode. Hi, Michael. I have a PS4 on version 9.03. Can't downgrade it, my friend. Webcams. I wish that you wouldn't put all that in there. I'll just remove these 3 from this. That way they don't show up in the VOD. Thank you there, PTS Shorts. You definitely can't do anything like that. Let's see here. Here comes 18 plus, guys. Yeah, by the way, if you want to help me be a moderator here on the channel, I've got one moderator, but he is in Poland or very close to Poland. And I think right now they're also dealing with some things that's kind of going on with this Ukraine situation. But yeah, I'm always open to if somebody else wants to be a moderator and help out here. I've always kind of just done it by myself, but I understand that, anyone that, let's see, to put this, hide this user, and then let's just report that user. Okay. So that one should be gone. All right. And so let's see here. Yeah, always open to somebody else. That's one of the flaws in reading chat in a sequence. You miss those spams. That is very true. Let's see here. So Spotify, let's see. I keep getting a bind error sending the payload. Yeah, Fuzzy Penguin. I'm not sure how to help you on that one. After I reset my database on PS4, there's a lock key. Yeah, so if you ever see the lock key, then you need to do the re-jailbreak again, right? So it will do that by default. If you see it on all of the games, yeah, even games you downloaded with the PSN network, there's some rules to that, but yeah. Michael for president, yeah, I don't think I'd ever want to be that, but thank you. Alex says, thanks. Do you get all in-game cosmetics when jailbreaking? I am not sure what you are saying there. Sir, when are we going to get a new jailbreak? We definitely don't know. Can you get more than 60 FPS on PS4 Pro? There is a person that, I think 60. That's a hard one for me to answer. But for the most part, I think around 60 is about the max. What I was going to say was that I did an episode. It was like Homebrew News number 3, where I talked about a person that creates some of the patches for games. Their name's Illusion. So yeah, they help out a little bit there. Did you miss my question about the minimum requirement for Horizon? Is it going to be on 9.00? So the answer to that is that no. You're not going to get Horizon on 9.00. The only way you'll ever be able to play Horizon, which is a 9.03 game, is if we get a jailbreak on 9.03. Otherwise, we won't ever be able to play it. And so Shadow says, love from India. Love right back at you. Hey, Mike, I saw your videos showing the S2, ESP32 S2 Mini. What host do you recommend to be loaded in? So, Rada, I use the actual one that's just by Stooged. I don't use any host. I know. I just don't have a lot of a use for it. So, Caro has one that's really valuable. There's quite a bit. I don't use any of them, so I don't really have any firsthand experience for that. What software is used to make backport for the games? So I'm a blogs. There is software that's actually out there that helps people make those backports. PSX Place, there's a couple of places that cover that software. I never have personally made a backport myself. I've been on 6.72. I just recently took one of my 6.72 machines and went to 9. I feel like for the most part, I know everybody's waiting for like a custom firmware to hit for like version 5.x or a 6.x or whatever. I think for the most part, I'm pretty happy on 9. If one of those things happens, I still have one machine, so at least I can cover it and at least I can try it out. But if I really was just, like most folks and just enjoying the jailbreak, I would go to 9.00, which is why, again, I did that on one of my 6.72 machines. That was in the video called Back to Basics. What software is, let's see, what do you think about 9.03? Yeah, we don't know. Just sent for one of the mini. Thanks. Awesome. Thanks for answering. Hey, I am 100% happy anybody asking questions here. Anuj says, do you do YouTube as a full-time job? No, I do not. I do have a full-time job, and YouTube is just a hobby, to be honest with you. And I think that's also I'm not relying on YouTube to be an income stream, as I was talking about. It's a very fun thing for me. If I am able to get a few controllers or some more consoles and junk out of it, then that would be great too. Okay, here, let's see. That is not entirely true. Let me know what you're talking about there. PSX Place. I bought PS4 for God of War and finished. Today I need to do an upgrade for PS5 now or later. Bought God of War, so do I need to upgrade for PS5? I'm not sure I understand you there. But yeah, God of War obviously is an older game. It works with the jailbreak that we currently have right now. Do you think it's okay to keep the PlayStation in 9.3? Martin, I probably wouldn't. And I'm just saying, if you can only have one console, then I wouldn't. 100%. I would sell that 9.03 system, and I would use that same money, and I would almost guarantee you could sell it and get you a 9.00 for the same exact cost. That's what I would do. It's your birthday? Well, happy birthday to you. Can I have a jailbroken PS4? I mean, come on now. You have 5 of them. I've got 4, and yeah, it's just not that easy. Use them for a different thing. Actually, I am one person that I use my PlayStation 4s. I use them all around the house. So yeah, actually I use them. I do. The one that I really have that really sits and does the most dust collecting right now is 6.72. And the only reason I really have that is in case we do get something that's like a custom firmware for it. So Shadow, there is not a custom firmware that's out for it. YouTuber abuse a lot of the scene, not all but many. Let me know what you're talking about there, PSX Place. I don't know anything about. There's obviously bad YouTubers that's out there, right? How can I play Call of Duty Black Ops without connect to PSN? That you would have to check out a little bit earlier where I talked about Log Me In Hamachi. Well, I tell you what, I greatly do appreciate all of you for hanging out here today. We've had about 40 people constant in the stream here, which is way more than what I would totally expect. So I thank you all so very much for hanging out with me today. Hit the subscribe button. This channel, if you look at the last 2 months or so, I had like 1,000 people and now about 5.5. And so anyway, good news, good solid PlayStation 4 homebrew material is something that I stride and I put a lot of time and effort into, which is the reason why I believe that, people have started watching me. So I would greatly appreciate for you to do the same. Don't forget, hit the like button here too. And I do value you very much. My thoughts and my prayers continue to go out to Ukraine. And I will see each and every one of you on the next one. With that being said, and I can't do the right editing this time, Michael out. This is where I would stop the video and start editing. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.